and doing some of my own healing work and starting to learn about like what abuse actually looks like is that this is what sexual coercion is.
Just know that it's not every abuse that have to come with beating, physically abusing you. Sometimes there's some behavior or some acts that can show that this person is actually abusing you emotionally. And I personally feel like when it comes to emotional abuse, it varies. And you will not know. Sometimes you might just feel like that's just how they behave. But no, they are emotionally abusing you in a way, and that's an abuse and something that somebody needs to run away from when you're in a relationship with someone like that. So these two women shared their side of abuse in their relationship. The first woman is talking about when it comes to having intimate moments with her partner. Her husband always want to come close to her and cuddle her, you know. And when a husband comes to cuddle her, that means that he wants to have sex. But anytime she's not in the mood or she doesn't want to have sex, she has to tell him upfront, like, well, I don't want to have sex today. I'm not in the mood. He doesn't cuddle her throughout that period. Throughout that period, there's always distance in between them. When they are watching a movie or they're watching TV, there's always distance in between there because it's like, okay, if you don't want sex, definitely you don't want cuddle. And she tried to explain to him that me not wanting sex does not mean I don't want to cuddle. Let me show you all these videos, then we'll come back and discuss.
I remember a very specific time with my ex where we had two young kids. I was a stay-at-home mom, and by the time my ex would come inside from work, it'd be like 8:30 at night. I finally had sat on the couch wanting to just like scroll Facebook, read a book, watch a movie, whatever. He'd sit down on the couch and I'd be like, "Do you want to watch a show or something?" And we'd pick something out. And his way of communicating that he wanted to get physically intimate was by cuddling with me. So I knew that if he got close and cuddled with me, that's what he wanted because he also never did that any other time. And so when he would do that, if I was like exhausted and I just wasn't in the mood and I would say, I I just want you to know like I'm not in the mood tonight, to kind of like give him a heads up of like what to expect from me. But I still wanted to cuddle and be close and like have intimacy in other ways. But instead of staying cuddled up next to me, he would pull away from me and go to the other end of the couch. So now we had a whole seat in between us, cross his arms and sit in silence staring at the TV. And this happened again and again and again and again. And one time, right after he did this, pulled away and sat over on the other side of the couch, I said, "Why do you always do that?" And he said, "Do what?" And I said, "Every time that you cuddle with me, I know that means that you want to have sex. And I, if I'm not in the mood or say no, not tonight, you pull away, withdraw." And he literally looked me dead in the eyes and said, "I don't do that." And I was like, "You just did." And he goes, "Oh, no, no, that was because I just moved over. I thought you didn't want to be cuddled." Now I'm thinking, "Oh, we had a misunderstanding. He thought I wanted to not be cuddled. Now it's all solved, right?" No, the same thing would happen again the next day or the next week or whenever. It never changed. What I learned later after leaving this relationship and doing some of my own healing work and starting to learn about like what abuse actually looks like is that this is what sexual coercion is. Like, this falls under the category of sexual abuse. Not because he forced himself on me or forced me to do something, but because he manipulated sex and physical intimacy in the bedroom by using his emotions and his body language and his behavior to make me feel guilty or make me feel like I had to say yes whenever he wanted it, or else I was going to be like punished with like the silent treatment or withdrawal.
I didn't know that I was being psychologically, emotionally, and financially abused for 10 years, which is a hard pill to swallow. But I just want to talk about how I finally started to realize what was going on. My in-laws were coming to visit us and stay with us for a few weeks, and My ex worked in our basement. That's where his office was, and it was a disaster, like a war zone, filthy, messy, really, really bad. And I like cleaning, and it's part of my like love language, doing things for other people. And my ex was going away on a business trip. I told him I was doing this and that I wouldn't touch his stuff. I didn't go through his like desk, nothing like that. But I spent an entire weekend like deep cleaning, decorating. He had artwork he wanted hung up that he had bought. I hung it up for him. Like crazy before and after. I did our garage. I backed the cars out. I swept. I got rid of like junk, huge undertaking. And so he gets home from this trip and I'm super excited. I can't wait for him to see. I think he's going to be like really tickled and like feel my love for him, right? So I lead him to the basement. His eyes are closed. Tell him to open his eyes, like grand reveal. And I watched this man's face. Nothing. No reaction. Not even a single muscle out of place. And I realized instantly that to see something that dramatic, number one, and number two, to know how excited your partner is to do that for you and have no reaction would actually be on purpose. That's on purpose. And as I'm standing there, like flabbergasted and a little heartbroken, and realizing this, he looks around and says, "What did you do?" And um, that's when I started to connect the dots. And I thought about every gift I've ever gotten him, birthdays, holidays. It was actually a whole thing, right? So I could buy gifts for other people, my kids, my sisters, no issue at all. But I would just stress over his presents. I would spend weeks, months trying to like get a clue from him because every single thing that I got him was like, oh, or he just wouldn't open it. When I actually moved out of the house, there was a pile of presents from Christmas and his birthday from me. Just never touch them. Even something I knew that he wanted. And that's when I realized I'm not a bad gift giver. And it's not me. It is a message that nothing I do is good enough. My presence isn't good enough. And I took a look around and realized that, and again, this happens slowly over time. It's insidious. It's not going to just happen like this and be a super obvious thing. But I realized I was not allowed to load the dishwasher, unload the dishwasher, cook, grocery shop. We not once ever went on vacation somewhere that I wanted to go. It was just where he wanted to go. We would have a conversation about it. So he would make me think I had a say, but nope. So if any of those things apply to you, girl, you gotta run. If you ever thought to yourself like, well, yeah, he's a little controlling. It's not, it's more than a little. You got.
Imagine your partner is planning a trip for the family and is only doing it because of himself. But then everybody's saying that, oh, your partner took you out on a trip, at least he took it for vacation. And you're trying to tell them that, yes, we went for the vacation, but that was not the country I wanted. In fact, I was not ready to go. He didn't consult me or anything, or this was not how we planned the trip. And he just decided we should go. But nobody will understand when you're complaining about your partner and telling them that there's something off, you're not happy, and people are looking at you, are you okay? Because your partner took you out for vacation. What do you mean? You are not happy. The thing is, when it comes to all this type of abuse, you are the only one that will feel it. And when you're trying to explain to somebody that doesn't get it, it feels like you're saying jargons, like you're not even don't know what you're saying, or you're just over exaggerating, or there's nothing wrong with it. But then if you sit down and think about those behaviors and what they do and what they mean, you will get it. I have a friend that usually tell me that her husband usually make her sad on at birthdays. She's very big on birthdays. She loves birthdays. And her husband knows about it. In fact, all her friends knows that she is big on birthdays. She takes birthdays very serious. She takes her birthday very serious. She takes everybody's birthday around her very serious. In fact, if she's meeting you for the first time, she's interested in your birthdays. Okay. So her husband knows that she's big on birthdays. So what he does is he doesn't give her gifts on her birthday. He gives her gifts, I think, a day after or a day before. But you see that day, he just does normal. Sometimes he might not even wish her happy birthday. He doesn't acknowledge that day at all. It usually make her wait and anticipate him celebrating her birthday, how she's going to get gifts. He doesn't give her a gift that day. He doesn't even, show her so much love. He just acts like the day is a normal day for her. And he's doing all this, and later when you ask him, he'll be like, I don't want you to get overly excited, or I don't see any big deal out of it. These are abuse. Little, these are abuse. And the thing is that you will not know when things are happening, because you'll be like, maybe I am too big on birthdays and my partner is not big on birthdays, so let me balance it. My own is that if your partner knows that you're big on birthdays, just imagine your friend, they know that you like something so much. They want to do those things to make you happy. They know that you're big on birthdays. They know that anything that happens on your day makes you happy. Any little thing that makes you angry because it is your day and you want to be happy throughout. They always want to do things that will make you happy, not make you sad. But you see, these men that we marry and that we date, they always want to do things in a way. When they want to abuse you, they want to do it in the way that you will need that thing. You will need it so much that they're not going to give you, and they will give you whenever they want to give you. When it also comes to gifts as well, most of these men don't even know how to give you gifts. Most of them give you gifts that they want, not that you like. When it comes to gifts, I feel like if you want to give somebody something, give the person what the person will appreciate, what the person need or wants at that moment, not what you like. Sometimes when you're buying something for a friend and you don't even like that thing, just be like, oh, my friend will like this. Even if I don't like it, let me just buy it for her, or let me just buy it for him. Those are gifts. That is gift, because you're not gifting yourself. You are giving your friend a gift so that your friend can be happy. But these men that we date and marry, they do not give you gifts because you want it or because they feel like it's going to make you happy. They give you gifts that they feel like it's nice. You guys remember this video that we did? The man that gifted his wife apron after she has been saying and talking about a lot of things that she wants. She wants to travel to Greece for her birthday. He gave her apron. I expect her to be happy. And there's some other videos that we talked about. And when they give you the gift and you're like, this was not what I asked for, this is not what I want, and you're kind of saying your mind and be like, I'm not going to accept this gift, it looks like you're ungrateful. Everybody's telling you you're ungrateful. At least it gave you a gift. It's the thought that matters. It's not the thoughts that matter, because if you're actually thinking about your partner, you will know what they like and what they need at that point. I have seen prank videos that I don't know if they're prank or it's kids. I don't know. Anyway, you'll see the man, give the wife a car, and she'd be like, why did you buy this color? I don't want this color. I told you I want the green color. I go to the comment section and be like, oh, look at the kind of woman you married. Oh, she's so ungrateful. My husband doesn't even buy me bicycle. I wish I can have a man like this that would be so intentional to buy me this. And what me I'm seeing is, if she says she does not like black and she wants lemon, why are you buying her black? Because she has been telling you, I don't like black. Black is not my color. Why did you buy black? And you're not angry that at least she did not, she should have appreciated it. Appreciate what? She doesn't like black, but you bought black knowing that she doesn't like black. You bought black because you like black, not because you're buying it for her. So when you think about all these little things, these are things that come together that make women start detaching themselves in relationship, or and start seeing how abusive their partner can be. Imagine the first video when it comes to having sex with your partner. That is when you know you're supposed to come and cuddle. So now that she says she's not going to have sex with you, you're not cuddling her. What does cuddle have to do with sex? What does hugging and kissing and just holding each other have to do with sex? What if she's on her period? What even though she doesn't want to, she's not in the mood or something, still have that moment with her. And that's the thing. Most of these men are guilty of these things. They feel like, oh, if I cannot have sex with you, why should I kiss you? Some men don't even kiss their wife because they feel like kissing should lead to sex. So if I'm kissing you and I start touching you in a way that I want to have sex with you, you tell me no and I don't want to get there. Most of them will not want to get there. And most of the time, it is not every time kissing leads to sex. And so, because of the detachment, that's okay, I'm going to be on my own. I'm not going to talk to you, or they start pressing their phone, or they start doing something that doesn't have to involve the both of you anymore. You, as the wife, start feeling like, okay, I need to get the mood back to the way it is. You have to give in. And that is just a way they manipulate and abuse you. That's a way of abuse. And how do you explain this kind of abuse to people and tell them that this is the reason why I want to divorce my husband because it does this to me. People, there are a lot of abusive relationship out there. When we talk about abusive relationship, there are a lot of abuse, a whole lot of abuse. You see, when you're married to a narcissist man, you will experience a lot of abuse that when you're explaining yourself, it doesn't make sense to anybody. And everybody's like, well, I don't see anything. It just take maybe one person out of 100 people to reason with you. And to get that one person is very hard. Okay? When you're married or you are in a relationship with a narcissist man and he's doing some things to you that doesn't sit well with you, and to your head is like he's doing something wrong, but you can't even explain it, people don't get it. Anyways, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mara Davids, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.